Hi everybody, I'm back with another Lightroom quick tip, and today it's all about chromatic aberration. So chromatic aberration is when different wavelengths of light kind of get defocused and they appear as these purple or green fringes in your images. What happened here was I was using an 85 1.4 and it's an AFD lens from Nikon, which means it's pretty old, and it was designed for film cameras. And with film cameras, chromatic aberration was not an issue, but with digital, it is. So this is a very extreme example. We can see we've got these thick bands of fringing, purple fringing around our subjects because they are heavily backlit and it's shot wide open. So where we're going to be living today is in the lens correction module of the develop module. And under this, so we click the lens correction and you're going to get to this basic panel. So what we do is we don't want to enable profile corrections yet. You may or may not need to do that. With this lens, it's pretty straight. There is quite a bit of vignetting, but I actually like that in the image, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. But what we do want to do is check this remove chromatic aberration. So when we check that, we'll see what that does. Now, if I uncheck that, there's really not much of a difference, and that's because this is a very extreme example, and this isn't really tuned to do extreme corrections. It's just supposed to do something really minor that won't really affect the quality of your image. So what we have to do is go up to this color panel, and then it still has the chromatic aberration box checked, and then there's all these different little slider options below that. So I want to take away that purple fringing, so I'm going to slide the slider up until we see that. So let's go to 4, and that's pretty extreme for most images, but in this case it's still not enough. We can still see there's quite a bit of purple around the image. So let's go to 5, let's go all the way up to 7. So that looks pretty good. Most of the fringing is gone. However, when we zoom in, and it'll just take a second to get that computed. Okay, so when we zoom in, we still see a little bit of that purple fringing, so we're going to actually have to add it more. And we're also seeing this kind of gray banding where it's replacing the purple with a kind of gray neutral color underneath. So that doesn't look great, but it is something we're going to have to kind of deal with. So what we're going to do, first I'm just going to increase that until we get rid of it all. And I'll probably have to put it up pretty high. So we're still getting it at 9, just a little bit. Let's bring it up to 11. So at 11, all that fringing is pretty much gone that we were seeing, at least in the purple spectrum. But now we're getting a lot of that gray banding around it. So what we're going to have to do, let's actually bring that down to 0. And we're going to get this color picker out. And first I'll zoom in here, and we're going to get this color picker out. And we're going to find a good area where it can get the exact hue of the purple that we want to remove, and it'll set the amount for us also. So let's find a good spot here. This is pretty bright here, so it's kind of right in the center of the fringe. Okay, so what that did for us, it brought it all the way up to 14. And also it looks a little bit better. It didn't add as much of that grayness to the image, so it won't really be that noticeable when we're zoomed out. And if you make a print or just view it on a normal computer monitor, you probably wouldn't even notice that. So that actually is pretty good. The same thing works with the green hue. So I'll wait for that to load, and then we're going to find this green fringing. Let's see, right about there I think is pretty good. So it brought that up to 13. So again, pretty extreme example here, but it did get rid of all the fringing there. So that's the quick tip for today. If you want to do more extreme corrections, you could go into Photoshop and kind of clone out the fringing, but this is a really good quick and dirty way to do it. And again, this is a very extreme example, so you won't see all of these kind of gray areas in most of your images, but I just wanted to make it very illustrative for you. So that's all. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.